Hello, welcome to my channel Perky Amigos. So today what topic I'll be covering is basically I'll be telling you about an educational system in United States of America, because as we know, for people like us, we come from India, the education system in India is a bit different than what we see here in America. Actually, it is quite different, not bit different. So today I'll be covering some points like how the education here works on, and how the system of marking and grading goes on, and how you choose your classes and everything particularly. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's start with, I think now the distance is fine, the lighting is fine. Okay, so coming with the first point is semester system. Here in United States, there are like 3 semesters that goes on basically. So in India, like we have like half yearly, then final exam, then unit tests, and different educational institutions have different kind of educational system in India. But here in USA, they follow a common thing entirely, like whole of America. So like they're basically of 3 semesters. One is fall, one is spring, another is summer. So to start with fall, I will say that fall, it starts from your August to September, and it will last up to January, because from December you'll be having your final examination, and that will mark the end of fall session. Yeah, we call them fall session over here, not basically the semester kind of thing. So it starts August or September. It depends on various universities. They start their classes, like some start their classes very early and some start very bit later. So it depends. It's either in August or in September mostly. But if I go for like different universities, like if you're going for Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, if you're going for Howard or something, I think they have like different sessions starting in different month, but they call it the same thing: fall, spring, and summer. Basically, they don't work for the summer kind of thing, like the sessions, the academic session, it goes for fall and spring. Basically, the summer is the time when you don't study, like you don't have any academic course kind of thing. But if for researchers like us, for PhD people like us, we'll be doing our thesis work, or if we are on a assistantship, like a teaching assistantship or something, you might be doing some your TA work. So it's basically like that. And the spring session, it starts at from I guess January. Yeah, it's because the fall session ends in December, and then you will be getting your Christmas and your New Year break, and then the spring session will start from January. It will be like every semester is of 4 months, so it is like a 4-month semester system here in the United States. And the summer system is like from June, and it is like a very shorter period. It is for a very shorter period. So basically, the people, they have option of like going for job things, like I'll be covering that in an entirely different video. What are the job options for an international students in America, because you can't work anywhere or at like any way in America other than the legal procedures. So I'll be covering that portion. Okay, now coming to the credit system, I have a small note over here. So okay, and coming to the credit system here in America, the credit system works like, it is same I guess in many institutions in India also. They follow the credit system, but they call it in a different way. So we call it here a credit system. What is a credit system? It is basically the hour that you are studying for the particular course in a week. I hope you get it. Okay, let me simplify it. Suppose I'm taking a course A, and the credit hour for that course is suppose 4 credit hours. So it means in a week I'll be attending 4 hours of lecture class for that course if it is a lecture course. And if I'm applying for a laboratory course, then, and if the credit hour is like 5 hours, or it doesn't go 5, but if it is like 3 hours, then I will be attending 3 hours of lab per week for that lab class. I think it makes sense now. So credit system goes like this because they have divided each classes very flexibly. Yeah, the education system here in America is so flexible because you have your own like rights to choose your own classes, your own courses, so your credit hours. And but I think for PhD people it is more flexible because you have your assistantship work. If you're on an assistantship, that most people here in PhD, we have an assistantship. So, and if you are also having some work dedicated to your research lab, and you are having some few credit hours dedicated to your own course of studies. How it works for PhD student, like you choose your courses according to what you are being advised by your instructor, by your advisor, your PI. So basically he advises you, like suppose you are working on a particular section of biology, like I'm from biology background, so I work for a particular section of biology. So my advisor, he advises me on what particular courses I'll be taking that will help me for like understanding my research work more precisely. So it goes that way. For PhD student, we are like, it's not a one-way conversation like your advisor advises you. It's like he advises something relevant to your course or your thesis, and you agree on it. Yes, I need that, I need to work on that particular course. You do it. I have some like friends of mine who don't take any hard credit hours because their advisors say you don't need any credit hour courses. I'll be teaching you, I'll say what it is about, you'll get you don't need to, you concentrate on the research more. So in a PhD you have that like flexibility to work with, because here you can take suppose 2 or 3 courses of 2 credit hours. So basically you are having like 2 hours per week for a course or something. So you have like your own flexibilities. So like I have taken like 6 credit hours. So I'm into like 2 hours is for my research, so that in that you are not having any examinations kind of thing, and then 1 hour is for my seminar presentation. So that also I'm not giving I have just 1 course, and that's just 2 hours or 3 hours, 3 hours per week. So that is your credit hour. So if you're assigned any credit hours, that means that is the course you are going to study for a week. For how many hours? That hours is your credit points. Okay, transfer credit. Yes, this is something that many people have asked me, that what is a transfer credit? Suppose you are studying in a university A in United States of America, and you have completed suppose 16 credit hours for blah blah semesters, and suppose you want to tie up with another university, or you want to switch over to another university which has like better options. So you basically, when you apply for a transfer, you are not a new student here because you are already a student in United States. So you are basically a transfer student. You just transfer your credits that you have already covered in university A to university B. So suppose your total coursework of, if you're in masters, is of 2 years. Suppose it is of, let's say maybe 50 credit hour. I'm giving just a rough example so that you can understand. So it's of 50, and you have covered 15 credit hours in university A where you were enrolled first. Now you want to transfer to university B, so you will be carrying those 50 credit points with you, and you will be just attending for 35 credit hours remaining from your 50 from the university B. So in this way, you are not losing anything. You are not losing your years. You are not losing your hard work. You are not losing the courses, the time you have dedicated for studying, because in United States, time is very, very, very precious. So they don't believe in wasting time. So if you are like studying in a university and you're going to a new university, you don't have to lose a year. Your things are getting carried over. So I think this is something that I loved it because it is so flexible, it is so compatible with the students. Because yeah, I think you can get the vibes. Okay, now coming to my fourth point will be choose your courses. There are three kinds of courses that are basically available in most of the universities. Like, they have options for online courses. So the same credit hours, there will be some options for online courses. So maybe there's a something like in management or something, you can online take that course. You don't need to attend the the lecture halls or something. But the thing you will read in the online, and they will be like, the credit hours will be calculated in the same way, because there will be classes of like 1 hour. So you'll be studying online, so you are gaining that 1 hour credit point. So basically it works like that. Then there are some classroom classes that we all know about, that we have to go and attend your lectures or your laboratory things in the classroom itself by physically, and you get your credit points. And third is your hybrid. So hybrid is like, some few courses are in like some few things you'll be studying of the course online, and some you need to attend in the lab or in the lecture halls. So it's basically the combination of two things. That is a hybridization or hybrid thing. Okay, now coming to examinations. Yeah, so examinations are like mostly of what I'll say of two types. There is a midterm exam and there is a final exam. The final exam goes in December of every for the fall semester, and for the spring it goes in like January, February, March, April. It's like May or something, or April last week. It goes like that. So basically you will be having exam in once a 4 month for the finals, and midterm will be somewhere in the middle for me. But for your, like, if you're enrolled in a class in a graduate study like masters or maybe PhD or something, then your instructor or whoever is teaching that class, here we don't call them like the professor who is taking a class is called the instructor for the class. So the instructor will decide the way he want to plan the syllabus for the class. So for my, like, it is like I'm having 3 exams, exam 1, 2 and final. So there is no midterm and final. My midterm is divided into again 2 parts, so that makes more easier for you. And coming to your, like, how you give your exams, it is basically, it is not like in India, like you are giving 100 marks exam at a whole, or you are like having something for unit test and something from your final examination. It doesn't happen like that. The things are divided again. So there is a lots of subdivision so that you can gain more knowledge and gain more credit points. It's basically very compatible with the students. So you get your assignments, you get some homeworks, you get some classroom participation point. How does it work? Basically, after a class, the instructor will be giving you some assignment during the class, like, so that and he will be dividing you into like different groups so that you participate with each other. It is nothing like you are doing alone. Yeah, homework, you got something that is you are doing alone, but you can discuss with your friends, but you have to write it in your own word. Plagiarism is something that strictly in like avoided in India. You like in US, you can't think of it. You are gone if you're done something like that. So yeah, we'll cover something related to that in different videos, of course. So yeah, coming to assignments, though there will be classroom participation. So she'll be giving something in the classroom that you have to do. Then she'll be giving something after your class assignment, and you have a deadline where you have to complete the assignment and you have to submit the assignment, and you get points for that. So apart from all this thing, they get added up. So your GPA, that is your grade point average, is not only the thing that you sit in the exam and give. It is accumulation of everything: your assignments, your homeworks, your classroom participations, your projects, your if anything she gives to do in group work, or anything that you submit or do, and everything that counts at the end of the semester along with your exam marks, and that adds up to your grade point average. That's the GPA. Here the GPA is very different from India, because in India we are habituated with a 10-point scale, but here the GPA is basically a 4-point GPA scale. So it is a bit different how we grade here. Okay, so if I tell you a bit about GPA in this video, I'll give a brief idea of how the GPA thing is working here in United States. Like the A, B, C, D and I think F. Yeah. So the the grade who gets A is for like 4 marks or 4 grade points, like B is for 3, C is for 2, D is for 1, and F is for 0. You fell. Okay. They don't get F much until and unless you have written nothing in your paper, or you have done none of your assignments correct, or you're actually the point, it is like it's calculated accumulation of all your marks. Suppose a subject is of 400 marks, so you are getting like 90% to 100% people, they get A grade. So it is divided the same way it is divided in India, it is same way, but they converted it into A, B, C, D, F. And also how the GPA thing works, it is related to your credit hours and the mark you get. Suppose you are enrolled in a course that has credit hours 3, that means 3 hours per week you have to attend that course, and you have received A grade, so it means you have received 4 points. So when you calculate for that particular subject, your mark is 3 credit hours and 4 points. 3 into 4, that is multiplied by 4, is 12 marks, 12 grade points. And suppose you have taken a course B that is of credit hour 4, and you have received a grade of C, that is count for 2. So 4 multiplied by 2 is 8, and when you add your whole GPA, it is like the first one you got 12 and the second one you got 8 is, and when you add it, it's like 20 grade points, and you have to divide it by the credit hour. So it was 3 in the first course and 4 in the second course, so divide by 7, it comes around 2.86. So that's your GPA out of 4. And here in United States, most of the courses and most of the degrees, you need to have a 3 GPA out of 4. That's the minimum thing you require. Otherwise, if you're consecutively having less than 3, then they may be they may like detain you or something, or they may cancel you or your semester thing, or yeah, they may make you do extra work, extra courses, and there are lots of procedure that varies from university to university. So yeah, basically I think I have covered most of the point, but still if you have any doubt related to how the education system in USA works, or if you want to know anything in particular, do write to me in the comment section. And yes, be Park here and be our amigos for life. For more such videos, do subscribe to our channel Parky Amigos. And if you have any questions related to how you want to do your PhD, or anything related to PhD in United States, or any graduate studies like Masters and PhD, they both comprise for the graduate studies in USA. So if you have any question related to that, feel free to ask us below the videos. We'll be answering the questions very soon. I can't commit like we'll answer you to like the same day, but we'll answer it very quickly. So please post down below the video, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Did I say it earlier? Be Park here and be our amigos for life. God bless you all. See you.